What's up? Hopefully everything's going well. I'm doing pretty good. Um, and yeah, so today we're going to be going into the next chapter of solo leveling. But before we do get into that, I just wanted to say um, that my schedule was a little bit messed up this week, and I wasn't able to make the last video in as short a time as I wanted to. So my bad. I'm going to try and be better about that. I want to aim for every 1 day or every 2 days. Um, so yeah, uh, hopefully you can forgive me. My bad about that again. Thanks, guys. But let's just get into chapter number 14. So again, as all the other ones start out, this picks up where the last one ended. Jin Woo had just beaten those two Steel Fangs, which were his first enemies in this instant dungeon that he opened. And yeah, he was doing pretty good with the sword, and so now he had leveled up. He's level 2 now, and it looks like his stats were also increased when he leveled up. He notices as he's kind of now he's relaxing after he's beaten the beasts, that clearing the daily quests gives him 3 points that he can use towards his stats, and leveling up it gives him 1 stat, so he gets a total of 5 points for that. And he concludes that hunting monsters is more efficient than just doing the daily quests. So we'll probably be seeing more of those in the future. And yeah, he's kind of just messing around with his, I like to just say, the UI. He's kind of just messing around with it and sort of questioning things like how much stronger does each point make him in the grand scheme of things. He says that strength is one thing that is kind of easy to notice because it's something that you can measure somewhat in real life, but something more like intelligence, or another one which he has is sense. How is that something that he can noticeably see when he's just doing his daily stuff? Kind of some interesting questions that are being brought up. Like, if he were to just focus entirely on intelligence, would that make him just an insanely smart person? Would he be able to do like in Fallout where you can hack into the computers? Would he be able to do that? Or would his test scores go up? And so, kind of just going through the UI, it'd be really, really interesting to be able to have something like this in real life. And then he brings up another good question, which is that are his stats weighted? So basically, would a stat point affect the stat differently depending on which one it is? So would strength go up more than his intelligence? Like, would he have to put more points into intelligence to be able to become very smart? Whereas with strength, you can put in 1 point and see like a big difference. I'm guessing is kind of what they're going at. So yeah, he realizes that even he can get stronger, and that also begs another question, which is kind of like, how strong can he get? Is there a limit to this, or is it just boundless so that his strength can just keep on getting more and more depending on how many points he puts into his stat? So I think of like this kind of is similar to like Saitama, except Saitama obviously like got 99, like level 999, where all of his stats are maxed. Jin Woo's only level 2, so I could see him being crazy powerful basically if he just levels up, or if there's like some hacks in the game. So he's looking at the Steel Fang, saying that this should have a magical core. Like most demons, whenever they're defeated, they drop a magical core, but it looks like a different species altogether. He's saying, Jinwoo's saying. And he's just kind of bursting with ideas because now a new phenomenon occurred to him that makes him think that this instant dungeon altogether is something that's created by the system that is also making his UI, the the menu pop up. Is it all connected the same? He would be able to access this instant dungeon the same way that only he can see the menu. And he didn't get a magical core. All he got was a fang from the steel fang. It's called the Raiken's fang because that was like the real name. It's a steel fang Raiken. And then he says that even in his menu, there's a store in there. So that's kind of a cool component to everything. There's a store, and I wonder how much what he can buy from it. Like, are there different classes that he can choose from? This would be a good game. So yeah, he's too low of a level to actually be able to buy anything right now because he can't access the store. I guess you have to be a certain level. He's only level 2. But he sells the Raiken's Fang for about 20 gold, it looks like, which I would assume that's probably not much. And he also kind of assumes the same thing because he's in a rank E dungeon, and so the rewards in there probably aren't anything like grand in the main scheme of things. And now he's talking to himself again, saying that he still has to defeat the boss. Or he has to have a return crystal, which may be something that he can find. And if he doesn't, then eventually he would lose his supply of food. So maybe he has to bring like some apple pies in his inventory or some carrots with him. Maybe like a lamb chop would be good to have in there. So a lot of monologuing is going on. He's saying that even though the boss is rank E, it's probably still too much for him. But maybe if he leveled up some more, then it wouldn't be that difficult. Maybe before then, and maybe he might die before then. So really, just really a lot of different things going on in his head. He's got to get control of it a little bit, but before he can figure it all out, the one Raiken that had walked the Steel Fang that had dipped away into the shadows in the last one pulls up right now, and now he has like a ton of friends with him too. Looks like there's about like 10 more Steel Fangs with him. And yeah, there's some cool panels that show up in this. Like the Steel Fangs are walking at him when he's just kind of standing on his sword, like leaning on it. And so it's basically time to fight again. So we're about to go at it. And he's got that look on his face. So they're about to go at it. They're going at it. And then they show a nice panel of the Steel Fangs looking like they're like a hungry gang of coyotes or something ready to attack on a gazelle or like a deer. And then you can also notice that the Steel Fangs have different jaw formations, like the part of the jaw that's steel takes up a different part of their mouth. Some of them have the steel on the bottom, some of them have it on the bottom and the top, some of them have it only on the top. So yeah, probably some are stronger than the others, but Jin Woo he's doing his thing. He's just going at him, no problem, no questions asked, straight into it. And he lands a couple good ones right off the bat. He cuts one of the Steel Fang's paws off completely. He slices it in half, and it looks like it was a stronger one. So he's doing work right now. Eventually, after cutting a few up, it looks like he's probably gotten like 3 by now. One grabs him by the back. He swings. It dodges. So it starts to seem that they're getting a bit more comfortable with it. And yeah, they start dodging, but this is okay because Jin Woo is straight up on demon timer now, and he's going nonstop. He's saying that they're not going to beat him that easily, so they shouldn't be defeated easily either, or else he'll feel sorry. So again, the weird like personality clash is being made apparent, where he seems like he sometimes has low confidence in himself, thinking that he's gonna lose, but then once he's in the heat of battle, then that's when his true courage can come to the surface, basically. And then we're basically given like a beautiful a couple of panels of just this slicing motion, so it signifies that Jinwoo's just slicing nonstop. There are a few wolves that are in the air too, so they're probably jumping around, and he's still able to catch them. He really seems like he's in a flow state right now. Like nothing can touch him. He's yelling as much as his body can endure. And then we get the notification saying that he leveled up, so he's up another level, level 3. And then we get another level up notification, so level 4. And he's saying again to himself, if he quits right now, then it's over. He gets completely slaughtered. Another level up notification pops up. And then he remembers that he has his mom in the hospital bed, something that was lightly touched earlier in the chapter, or earlier in earlier chapters. And then also his sister pops up too. So sister's coming up again. These steel fangs they're still piling up. There's a couple of them. He's hyping himself up again. If he loses, then everything will be for nothing. And then he's just walking down these steel fangs at this point. There's nothing that's gonna stop him, and he can't stop. He can't just keep walking with his head down, as if he's a weakling or something. Now he knows that he has a decent amount of potential, that he'll do anything to become strong, even if he has to follow these dumb rules. And I think he's implying the rules that he has to follow for the system, the UI. Another leveled up screen pops up, so that would be level 6 now. And there's just blood splattered everywhere in the subway. It's on the walls, it's on the ceiling, it's on the ground by the steel fangs that he's defeated. And he's probably got a ton of those fangs now too. So he's sweating and panting. And he's covered himself in blood also. But he finished that group. So I guess when seeing like the steel fang on the ground with the blood puddle, that was the last of them. So he's now walking the halls of the subway, with his sword dragging on the ground. Like this is gonna be so cool when it's animated. I hope it's in season 1. Which, by the way, that's gonna be out in a couple days. So hopefully that will be great. But so Jin Woo's walking through the subway because he defeated the last group. And then he turns a corner, and what do you know? More Steel Fang Raiken. And this time it looks like there's more than the last 2 groups possibly combined. And they're stepping at him like they're hungry. And Jin Woo is hungry too. And then we get this cool panel of the Steel Fangs looking at him. And yeah, they look deranged. Wild animals. And then we even get like this Chad angle of Jin Woo looking at the Steel Fangs. He almost looks like a different person just because of his air of confidence now that he's been gaining over the last couple chapters. So I like this guy. I was hoping that we weren't going to have a low confident main character that can sometimes drag on. But yeah, no, it looks like Jin Woo's gaining his stripes at this point, which is good to see. And then notification pops up again saying that you have earned the title of Wolf Slayer. So now he's a Wolf Slayer, and that's the end of the chapter. So I don't think I have any problems with that chapter whatsoever. It was amazing. All of them have been great so far. Wolf Slayer, it's a start. It's something. I'm sure there's probably going to be more levels that he'll be able to achieve once he just keeps going. I think probably in the next chapter we'll see the boss that he has to face. Because I'm sure that he'll be able to beat these the Steel Fangs, no problem. Especially now that he's earned the title. It shouldn't be a problem. And then he can also get a status recovery because he's leveled up, right? Or is that only because of the daily quest? At this point, he probably completed his daily quest just from walking through the subway. So yeah, that's it for the chapter. Let me know what you think in the comments. What's going to happen in the next one? What is the boss? Is it going to be a different beast or maybe like a beast tamer? I don't know. And also, are you excited about the anime? Because that is going to be great. I think it's done by Map 2. That's what I read. I don't know. Might be wrong. But okay, thanks.